Hey, this is JJan11 back with another video. I got a video in Masters Classic with Dragonite, Mewtwo on the safe swap, and Excadrill. And the Mewtwo knows Ice Beam, and the Dragonite is running Outrage. Excadrill is mostly the punish for the Dialga safe swap, which is super common in this league. So first game, I'm going up against Dragonite Mewtwo. Decent matchup on both sides. Obviously, if they're running Ice Beam, they could one-shot me. But right now, Ice Beam is a little bit of a surprise. Yeah, it's mostly for the Yveltals that are likely to punish the Mewtwo safe swap, which has been pretty broken for the last 7 seasons. Mewtwo didn't have a hard check that was actually used, and now there's a hard check, so Ice Beam works. So they end up actually switching out of the matchup into their Dialga, which is basically the purpose of Excadrill, is to hard punish that swap. Because usually you can leave the matchup with a drill run already loaded. So then he has his own Excadrill, which is still a little scary. Because Excadrill with energy is also scary against my team. Scary against a lot of teams. He ends up catching the second drill run, doesn't want to burn the second shield. So I'm just going to go straight Psy Strike here, even though Ice Beam will probably take it out. Because he'll have to throw a move also on Dragonite, because the Mud Shots do almost no damage. I probably shouldn't have even baited there. I should have just not even bluffed the Ice Beam or Shadow Ball energy. So Mewtwo goes down. I still have my Excadrill and Dragonite with a little bit of health. That's going to be a good game. Next match, we got Dragonite into Melmetal. This is a bad matchup. And I go into the Mewtwo safe swap. Met with Yveltal on the counter swap. Unfortunately, I throw very late here, so I'm forced to use a shield. And then since I use a shield, they're more likely to shield as well, but I was trying for the fast move Denial, and I was hoping they didn't immediately throw. So as you see, Ice Beam doesn't quite take it out, but it puts it very low. And so this is fine, because Dragonite can come back in and hopefully does not take another move. So unfortunately, Giratina in the back. So Excadrill does not win this matchup. This team is kind of, pretty RPS based on opponents having Dialga in the back. And they usually get protected by Kyogre, sometimes Togekiss. And so Excadrill really works in that function. Kind of the whole league is a lot of RPS. It just depends on which Mons you have. Like Giratina Altered has a little more counterplay and stuff. And the Mewtwo movesets can kind of also break a little bit of the RPS, because you can at least take a shield sometimes out of bad matchups. So unfortunately, the Melmetal has way too much health to deal with. And of course, he got the boost a minute ago on the Giratina. So all he's got to do is manage his energy properly to have the superpower coming out of this, which it looks like he has. Actually needed one more Thunder Shock, but that's going to be a good game. Next battle, Kyogre lead. This is the Dream. Dialga in the back. This is a very popular team. A lot of times with Togekiss as the third. I was running Dialga earlier instead of Mewtwo, but it wasn't able to take care of Togekiss in the 2-shield. And so Kyogre comes back in. I should be able to get 2 drill runs off here. Oh, can't quite get the second one off. But that's okay. I throw just to force them to possibly use a shield. Because they're building up to Blizzard energy. And so right here they have 2 Surfs or 1 Blizzard. So they go for the bait. Makes sense. And then they have Yveltal, which otherwise would be kind of a tough matchup. But it is a 2-on-1 situation. And so I go for the Outrage to try to force a shield or put it super low. And then I have Mewtwo in the back. And this is why we have Ice Beam, is to be able to take out a Yveltal. Unfortunately, we are limited to the 2 charge moves. Mewtwo is a Pokemon that would love to have 3 or even 4 being able to be used at one time. He throws the Surf, but it doesn't matter because we have too much health on both Pokemon. And that's going to be a good game. Next battle, we got Dragonite into Giratina. So this is another favorable lead situation. Another safe swap Dialga, met by Excadrill. I'm not even joking, but like I feel like in a given set, I'll find at least 3, maybe 4 Dialgas on opposing teams. And so Excadrill, even though it's super glassy, it has a decent amount of play in the league. So Giratina comes back in. I'm able to at least chip it with the 1 drill run. Unfortunately, it does get a decent amount of energy on the reverse farm. I'm just not able to get to the second one. And so here it is, Togekiss, which is a super annoying Pokemon to deal with 2 shields when you have Dragonite. That's generally what my opponents try to do when they see Dragonite. They're like, well, I probably don't need to shield Dragonite, so I'm just going to try to 2-shield Togekiss in the end. If you time your moves properly, you should be able to get to 3 Psy Strikes, which with the chip damage of the Psycho Cuts almost takes it out. So you'll see here, I'm getting to the 3rd Psy Strike, which puts it deep in the red. And so Dragonite can handle Togekiss at that health range. And then I still have a shield, and that's going to be a good game. Dragonite into Mewtwo. We've seen this before, and my opponent ended up switching out to Dialga. We're trying to be wary that My opposing Mewtwo does not have Ice Beam. So we do a safety shield. I'm not expecting too many Mewtwo's to have Ice Beam at this point, but you never know. And so we're going to win this matchup, but we'll be very low on health. Up, and then the Dialga safe swap. Excadrill in the back again. Oh my gosh. And so Run basically takes it out, but he actually ends up going for the shielding. So then he double shields. And then I make a misplay by trying to farm up extra energy. So Excadrill gets taken out. Down a shield. If you're fast enough on the Excadrill counter swap, you can win that matchup down a shield. So he tries to sack the Mewtwo. But fortunately, I still had a Dragon Claw on the Dragonite, or at least I was close to it and then got to it. And then I thought I had the Ice Beam. So I was just going to try to flex the Ice Beam, but I didn't quite have it, so then I Side Strike it. And then there's a whole third Pokemon in the back, which is Yveltal. I was expecting Togekiss. And then I'm not quite able to get to the Side Strike in time. So that's going to be a good game. I'm going against the self-described best player in the world. Kyogre leads a very positive matchup for me. Lugia is very tricky for this team on the safe swap. Excadrill does okay against it. But I know he has a Dialga in the back, so I was going to try to save the Excadrill for that. So I was trying to call the bait earlier, which is most likely going to bait when I had 2 shields up. So here's another situation where Ice Beam is pretty good. It puts Mewtwo super low. Fortunately, he ends up switching in Kyogre. So right now, my switch clock's not up, but he was able to switch, and getting the Dragonite locked onto the Kyogre is pretty nice. And so I have a Claw stored. I'm trying to avoid getting sniped by something. And then it's the Dialga. He still should be switch locked, but not for too much longer. And as you see, the Drill Run almost takes it out. And then I just need to get to 2 Rock Slides on the Lugia to take that out, and I also have the Claw in the back. So he throws a Sky Attack. I don't think he would have quite got to the Aeroblast, but that's what he would have needed to win the game. And so Rock Slide will take it out, and then it's in a Mud Shot farm range. There is a bulk point for Excadrill that I'm not hitting on the Dragon Breath, so that would have made a lot of these matchups a little bit cleaner. So Dragonite into Giratina, another positive lead situation, although Giratina does have some counterplay against Dragonite with the Dragon Claws, which are super spammy, and its stat product is pretty insane. So once again, Dialga safe swap, Dialga safe swap. Everyone keeps trying to abuse that, and so here we have Excadrill. And so usually they don't shield and they just save the shields for whatever their third Pokemon is. So I'm able to try to force a second shield, which she does. And then I guess I was not quite fast enough on the counter swap, or he snuck in some Dragon Breath, but I'm supposed to be able to get to the third one just before he gets to his second one. So Giratina will come back in, which is super annoying to deal with, just because of the stat products and without any shields in play. And then I don't really want to switch in Dragonite just because they might have a better answer to Dragonite than Dialga. And so that farm down of Excadrill allowed him to get a decent amount of energy. So there's the Togekiss. I have the Claw in the back. I wasn't sure how much an Ice Beam does, but I'm pretty sure I would have taken it out, just making this game more complicated than it needed to be. So then the Togekiss gets taken out, and then it'll be a close race to see if I can get to another Psystrike. And I'm just able to get it with a couple HP, and that's going to be a good game. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.